Hello and welcome back to more Snoot Game Mods. Just because we're doing I Wanna Hug a Gator doesn't mean we're not doing this. By the way, also, feel free to check out my other channel, Sinfully Pure. It's a really great channel. I'm hoping we can get 100,000 on there too. I'm putting some of those series together for this channel so you guys can see what you can check out over there. I also have a Twitch, which is a lot of fun too, called Sinfully Pure. Let's start Moon Princess. Is it gonna be Sailor Moon? One can only hope. I look up at the sky. The moon is shining like a diamond. The breeze, cold yet gentle, ruffles my hair. There's a figure standing before me facing the same sky. The girl is looking up, her eyes glittering, her wings spread out. She wished that her wings would take her to the moon. Her elegant figure dazzles me. The beauty of an angel too pure for this world. Am I in a dream? She turns to me, smiling gently. Her eyes are wet, but she's not crying, not anymore. Thank you. As she says that, my heart skips a beat. I want to embrace her. I want to give her everything. I love her. The moon is truly beautiful tonight. Moon Princess. The small bedroom is dimly lit by the early dawn. The alarm clock I'm used to hearing is silent. I open my eyes and check the time. Something compelled me to wake up 2 hours earlier than usual. And yet, I don't feel tired at all. The room looks the same as ever. Somehow, the messy and empty at the same time. Things scattered all over the place. I'm going to turn this down a little because it's a little loud. But something seems off. What a strange feeling. I bring my hand up to my forehead. Sweat. Now that I think about it, I did have an unusual dream, though I can't remember it for some reason. There is no sign of sleepiness. So, instead of lounging and scrolling the internet for 30 minutes like I normally do, I decided to get up. As I drag myself out of bed, something catches my eye, a notification on my phone. Someone must have sent me a message. This is truly... this early in the morning, though? Who could it even be? I pick up the phone and check the app. It's from Fang. Judging by the timestamp, she sent it last night after I went to sleep. I'm down with a cold. Nothing to worry about. Though I'll probably skip school tomorrow. Huh, I didn't even know that dinosaurs get colds. Should probably text her back just in case. You doing good? I can drop by if you want. No response. She's probably still sleeping. Whatever. I'll think about it later. I should probably eat something before going anywhere, though. I wash my face and take a shower. Then, with my morning routine out of the way, it was time to make breakfast. Is it going to be for Stella, I wonder? A simple omelet with bacon would do just fine. While the whole thing is shimmering on the pan, I stare at my phone and scroll the Mongolian basket weaving forum. My mind is still stuck on Fang and her sudden sickness. Is it because she wore her usual skimpy attire in the surprisingly cold weather? Maybe I'll ask her if she has a jacket or something. Damn, now I sound like her mom. Speaking of which, I remember Fang telling me that her parents are usually out in the morning, and I know that Nazer always arrives at school early, so Fang should be alone. It wouldn't be much of a hassle to give her a surprise visit right now. My phone's still silent, the message remained unread. Just to be sure, I call her number. No response. Now I'm starting to wonder if it's serious. Maybe Fang got flu? Or maybe not, and maybe I'm just a worrywart. As my thoughts continued to race in all kinds of directions, the breakfast was finally ready. I think I burned it. Guess it's gonna be that kind of day. I picked up my bag and checked the contents. Writing utensils, notes for today, a student ID, and a lunch card. Yep, everything's in place. So as I take my phone, I consider how to go about this morning. I'm gonna go visit Fang. Oh right, we tried doing this live, and I decided not to. Yes, for the peace of my own mind, I really should drop by. I do have about an hour to spare. Even if it's nothing serious, I just want to see her again. I call a taxi and head outside. Man, that taxi driver has to love us. The morning air is chilly as usual. The temperature had been unnaturally low for the last month or so. People are getting visibly frustrated. Everyone's planned to ditch their jackets last month, but Mother Nature had other plans. Personally, I don't mind. It's not like I have a lot of wardrobe options in the first place. As I wait for the cab, the upcoming school day comes to my mind. No one's planning anything special, so I guess I'll keep a low profile and see how Trish and Reed are doing. They haven't been practicing recently, and now Fang might be out of commission as well. What a shame. As I ponder Vom Drama's future and my own existence, the cab arrives. It looks pretty beat up and old, but that's the kind of service you get in this part of town. I get in and drive, and give the driver Fang's home address. As the car speeds through town, I soak in the atmosphere. Humans and dinos alike rush through the streets, hurrying to catch the bus, or go somewhere, or whatever. Most shops are still closed, but some are unpacking the goods already. Kids with excessively large backpacks are waiting for the school bus. Despite the cold, the sky is clear, so today is promising to be a fine day in general. Even in the early hours, it seems that Volcadra is as awake as it ever is going to be. As we approach the more affluent part of town, I check my phone again. Still nothing. She hasn't been online since yesterday. I hope I didn't disturb her too much. The driver slowly pulls to the side as we arrive at the destination. I give him a tip and get out of the car. Fang's house seems completely silent. Hopefully her parents are out, but if not, I can always tell it like it is. She got sick and I'm worried, so I came to check things out. Even her dad shouldn't find a problem in that. Oh, who am I kidding? He'll try to murder me regardless. I'm getting used to it. Ring! The doorbell sounds. No answer. I pick up the key Fang hides under the garden rock. Open the door and enter. Fang, you awake? A girl walks down the staircase wearing only a shirt, rubbing her eyes meekly. I am now. She looks at me, somewhat surprised. Anon, why are you here at the ass crack of dawn? I got your message. Called you back, but you didn't respond, so I decided to drop by before school. I think I turned my phone off so Trish wouldn't drive me up the wall with worry. You know how she can be. Damn, I knew I was worrying too much. Sorry for waking you up like that. Nah, it's cool. I usually get up at this hour anyway. Still, I'm glad I got to see her. She doesn't look sick at all, so my worries subside. So, how you doing? Nothing to worry about, it's just a cold. I used to get these all the time when I was a kid. Well, come on in, don't be shy. Just wait a second first, I gotta get myself ready. As she hurries up the stairs, I close the door behind me and step into the living room. Fang's house is looking as lavish as ever. Spick and span, too. Her mother must be taking a lot of care to keep it that way. No one else is home, so thankfully, I don't have to worry about being too intrusive. As I made my way to the living room, family photos on the wall caught my eyes. There are pictures of Fang and Nazer as kids. Nazer still had both wings intact. Fang was always wearing Halloween costumes. It looks like pirates weren't the only fantasy young Lucy indulged in. I guess she really was that kind of kid. Her head in the clouds, dreaming about silly things. I was that kind of kid as well. All the way into high school, junior high. For whatever reason, I pretended to be a hikikomori with crippling social anxiety. Except I never had any, beyond basic introversion. I guess I just wanted to be like the protagonist of that anime I watched. What was it called? NHK or something? I remember that one. Kids can have weird role models, but let's not dwell on painful memories. As I studied the old photos, a slightly hoarse voice called out from upstairs. I'm ready, get your ass up here. I walk up the familiar staircase and enter Fang's room. It's as messy as ever. The air is stale and I can see a small mountain of medication on the shelf above Fang's bed. Come on in, sit your butt down. Fang is now dressed in her classic punkish attire. I guess she feels incomplete without it. Fang gestures to this chair at her bedside as she lays down. She is trying her best to look healthy, but slightly sluggishness betrays her. Even after everything we've been through, it's somewhat jarring to see Fang bedridden. I open the window to let fresh air in and sit down. So, are these dino colds contagious to Homo sapiens like yours truly? This was on my mind for the past 30 minutes. Fang gives me a surprised look and giggles. Should have worried about that before you came here, stupid. Don't worry, it's safe for you. Or at least it should be. I'm not actually sure. I think I slept through that lesson. Not that I'm worried about getting sick myself, but I have to admit that some aspects of her life are still a complete mystery to me. Sleep well? You're the tardiest person I know. It's unusual to see you up about this hour. I don't know what happened today. Had a strange dream, woke up full of energy, didn't even need an alarm clock. One of those days, I guess. I had a weird dream myself, can't remember it now, though. She tilted her head to the side, deep in thought. How's healing going anyway? I've only been sick since last night, Dumbo. Mom gave me the usual meds, now I'm just resting. Like I said, it's gonna be fine. You said you've been getting these colds since you were a kid? Yeah, always around the same time, too. I might not look like it now, but I was a bit sickly as a kid. As I ponder if her usual pale and thin complexion still constitutes as sickly, Fang suddenly perks up. Hey, why don't you stay for a bit? Mom won't be back for at least a few more hours, so let's have some fun. Pass me the guitar. Fang's eyes lit up as she pointed to the instrument on the floor. She definitely wanted me to stay. Actually, I was about to head out. I just wanted to check how you were doing it all. Come on, don't be such a killjoy. She throws me a dissatisfied glare. If I don't leave for school right now, I'm definitely going to be late. And I'm not a straight-A student either, so it might cause some problems down the line. I feel like if I stay any longer, your dad will descend upon me from the heavens like a bolt of divine punishment. Don't worry about Dad, he always comes home late. Come on, I want you to stay a little bit longer. Those puppy dog eyes. She knows I can't resist the puppy dog eyes. What should I do? Come on, Anon, stay a bit longer. Besides, you did wake me up, Well, she's absolutely correct. I did barge in uninvited and woke her up, leaving like this would already be pretty damn rude. Also, sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth. I'm still not fully healed. I certainly care about her more than schoolwork, so I can afford to be an hour or two late. Okay, you win, I'll stay. She smiled cheerfully, eyes full of delight. Knew you couldn't resist. Now come on, I'll show you something I've been working on. I hand the guitar to her and she sits up on the bed, getting ready to jam. This is still on the bass line, so tell me what you think. Her thin fingers play the chords as naturally as they always did. She didn't use a guitar pick. Instead, she plucks the strings with her long nails. It's a curious melody. A little melancholy, but with an undertone of tranquility to it. It sounds like a love song. While I keep listening, my mind starts to wander. I remember the first time I heard Fang play on the school's roof. I didn't really understand her back then, but her music helped me understand. I remember how I visited her house for the first time and how she helped me learn the same instrument she's handling so masterfully right now. Fang looks completely in her lane, playing with a tranquil smile. While the melody is somewhat rough, it's as beautiful as anything she wrote before. Maybe even more so. After a few more chords, she finished playing and looked up at me, her eyes pleading for applause. So, what do you think? I think it's great. And surprisingly lyrical. What made you come up with something like that? You did, dweeb. I want to write a love song for us. Her response made me do a double take. As I felt the blood rush to my cheeks, I couldn't think of an answer on the spot. That's, well, very nice of you, thanks. Watching me stumble through my words, she burst out laughing. You're too goddamn adorable, Anon, come on. She sets the guitar aside and spreads her arms and wings, demanding a hug. Being the man that I am, of course I couldn't turn down the offer. As I stood up from the chair, she sprang up herself and embraced me. She was slightly warmer than usual. No doubt her body temperature was still unstable. Still, her delicate hands and soft feathers felt good as ever. This drove any prior worries about school straight out of my mind. So I let her go. An idea occurred to me. Hey, I bet you hadn't gotten a meal yet. How about I make you breakfast? Sure, you know I could never refuse your cooking. Beats whatever the hell Mom will be feeding me today. Okay, then it's settled. Wait a bit, I'll cook something up and bring it here. As she nodded to me and picked up her phone to pass the time, I left the room and went downstairs to the kitchen. The kitchen is as spotless as ever, so I try not to make a mess. Fang would have to lie that she made breakfast herself if I want to remain unnoticed by her parents, so I don't want to put her in a bad spot. I rummaged through the fridge looking for something I could cook with. It would be a good idea for Fang to eat something hot. That always helps with colds. Thankfully, they have raw chicken, so I can make chicken soup. Cooking didn't take long. After the soup was ready, I threw the leftovers out and looked for something to carry it on. Fortunately, a breakfast tray was on the cabinet to my right. A bowl of soup, a glass of juice, and some bread. This should be enough. I picked up the tray and carefully carried it upstairs. Fang's eyes were fixed on me as I brought her breakfast. Oh, this smells so nice. They've been feeding me nothing but those meds since last night. Thank you, Anon. I didn't know the situation was that dire. If your mom asks why there's a chicken leg missing, tell her you cooked it. She'd be in for a shock if I'm a lousy cook. As Fang ate her soup heartily, I lounged in a chair, feeling pride for myself. Nothing feels better than seeing someone enjoying your cooking so much. This is true, I love cooking for people. This is delicious. Damn, I wish you could be here all day, then I'd be up and running in no time. A very dangerous thought. I doubt her dad could be won over with chicken soup quite as easily. We both stay silent as Fang enjoys her breakfast. One would expect her to be a sloppy eater, but she is surprisingly careful. But suddenly, something strange happens. With a spoon still in her mouth, Fang's eyes widen as if she just saw a ghost. And then, coughing, she dropped to her pillow like a rock with a pained expression. Fang, are you okay? I dashed to Fang and grabbed her by the shoulders. Her face wore a betrayed expression. What did you put in that soup? Nothing unusual, just the stuff I usually use. I started listing the ingredients as they came to my mind. Chicken, ginger powder, garlic, butter, carrots, mushrooms. Fang suddenly groaned. Mushrooms. Don't ever fucking use mushrooms. They make me gag. Aw. Thank God she's not allergic. I gotta go then. Fang is lying on her bed with her back turned to me. She's not even bothering to respond. Note to self, Fang is a very sensitive palate. Sorry, I'll be more careful next time. It's okay. Thanks for dropping by. If you see Trish, tell her I'm doing well. I'm sure she'll be worried. She'll be a worried mess as usual, so I'll leave her to you. Sure, you take care of yourself too. I give Fang a peck on the snoot, leaving her slightly flustered, and step out of the room. I leave Fang's house and glance at my watch. If I hurry, I should still make it to the third period. And so lunchtime has arrived. The clatter and chatter of students packing their things and hurrying out the lunch-filled room. Trish has already left and Reed is nowhere to be seen. I consider what I should do now. Recently, Fang and I started a tradition of eating on the roof, where I bring something I cooked up for both of us. It's a nice change of pace, even though we'd be screwed if any of the school staff noticed. But since I didn't have any kind of lunch with me today, I would have to stick with the cafeteria. Their food is always lousy, but it beats going hungry. As I stand up and glance around, most people have already gone. Didn't they say the food in the cafeteria was good? I can't remember. Well, let's see what the school will grace us with today. Murmuring to myself, I shuffle out of the classroom and head to the cafeteria. This place is full of people as usual. I find myself standing in a long line for lunch. I'll probably go with something simple like a sandwich. As the line continues moving at a snail's pace, I look around for anyone I know or a spot where I can sit down. Most tables were already occupied. I can't begin to imagine how these people managed to get here so fast. I spot Nazer and Naomi on the other side of the cafeteria. It looks like they're chatting about something. Well, more like Naomi is chatting about something while Nazer only nods from time to time. I wonder if she's drilling him on the athletic festival we're supposed to have in a month. Hang in there, brother. You can do it. And then there's Trish. She's sitting alone and looks very restless, nervously tapping her horn and not eating a bite as she clutches her phone. I have a feeling this is going to be a very serious one. Strangely, Reed doesn't seem to be anywhere. I hope those two didn't have a spat of some kind. Trish is not good at making peace with people, so it would be a lot of headache for me and Fang. Although I can't imagine Reed getting angry with anyone for any reason. Finally, I managed to grab my tray of food. Let's see. Cinco. Yeah, let's go be with the bitch. On one hand, interrupting Trish now might not be the best idea. She tends to get explosive when she's nervous. But I couldn't leave her alone like that. She looks like an abandoned kitten. I made my way to the girl sitting by herself. Hey, Trish, what's up? Huh? She looks up surprised to see someone call her out. Oh, it's you. Sit down. We need to talk. Trish looked up at me with a somewhat tired expression on her face. Is it just me, or is there something unusual about her today? I take a seat at her table and grab the sandwich provided by the school cafeteria. It tastes like salty wet paper, which admittedly beats the usual plain wet paper flavor that these things usually have. As Trish lets out a sigh, she looks about to burst into tears. I can't get in touch with Fang. Ah, now it makes sense. I've been trying to call her all day. I'm honestly getting so damn worked up. Actually, I visited her this morning. She's fine, don't worry about it. Trish looked absolutely stunned. When did you? Heaving a sigh of relief, she grins at me. Whatever. I should learn not to be so surprised by your shenanigans. It's good to hear that she's okay. I expected a more negative reaction. But when did you visit her? Wait, is that why you're here so late today? Yeah, I woke up kind of early and I noticed her message from last night. So I decided to drop by, and I guess I lost track of time. I've been trying to call her about a dozen times since I woke up, but she's not picking up. Was about to go visit her place myself, but I can't afford to skip any more classes or Spears would cook me alive. I guess her phone's not working right. So, did she have any serious symptoms? Did you give her any meds? Trish talks about Fang like she's a wounded puppy. I wonder if this is common occurrence. No, but I cooked her some breakfast. She looked almost completely healthy, so don't worry about it. Oh, shut up. You have no idea how serious things could get with Fang. She was always like that. First, it's nothing serious, then boom, it's flu or something worse. Don't be a drama queen. Fang's a big girl. Fuck you! Fang wasn't exaggerating when she said Trish would be beside herself. Hey, you gotta have some faith in Fang, sis. If she says she'll be okay, then she'll be okay. I don't know why, but recently I have developed a habit of calling Trish sister. She doesn't seem to mind. Well, I guess you're right. And where's Reed anyway? I didn't see him in class. As I hoped, Trish lightened up once I changed the subject. He should be in the auditorium. Spears asked him to fix some audio equipment. I think they had an incident of some sort yesterday. It's taking a while, but we need that stuff, so I left it to him to figure out. So he's not even getting lunch. That's harsh. Reed can subsist on his backpack reserves all day. Don't worry about him. A smug grin stretches across her face. I'm not sure if she's showing pride in Reed's resilience or if it's her sadistic streak talking. Listen, there's something I wanted to ask you. Trish's tone shifts to be a lot more businesslike. Remember the concert at Mo's place? Yep, you guys did great. Of course we did great. Don't interrupt me. When it comes to Trish, her questions are usually rhetorical in nature. Do you think you can put me in contact with the owner? What, you want to do it again? We haven't played anywhere for a while. I think everyone's getting rusty. It's time for us to stretch our muscles a bit. I think back to the song Fang is currently working on. I guess Trish is not aware of it. I'm sure you can look up the reservations online. His joint is damn big. Not like that. You just don't get it. Trish sounded somewhat impatient now. I want to be there in person. I want the owner to see that I'm serious about it. If I try making some reservations by phone after you show up there with Fang, he'll think I'm just being entitled. The reasoning is hard to follow, but let's roll with it. Well, then go and give them a visit. Suddenly, Trish's cheeks turn a slight darker shade of purple as she avoids my gaze. I'm kind of bad with directions. I'm not sure where it is, and I always get off track when I'm in an unfamiliar part of town. I was taken aback by this rare admission of weakness. What about Reed? You can ask him to go with you. Reed was high as a kite that day. He doesn't even remember what the restaurant looked like. And I have no idea if he'll be available. While Trish tries to find ways not to make herself look completely pathetic, I can only imagine a lonely Triceratops girl getting disorientated and panicking the moment she sees an unfamiliar building. It's quite a heart-wrenching scene. So, when are you planning on visiting? I was hoping to go there this evening. Trish rarely asks me for help, so it could be an opportunity to make a good impression. But even after we've patched things up, I wonder if such an opportunity won't end badly for me. I think I'll help out. Sure, we can go. Honestly, I didn't expect you to agree. Thanks for helping a sister out. It's no big deal. I don't have anything planned for today anyway. Maybe we can even visit Fang. No, that's a bad idea. If her godforsaken family is there, it might get ugly real fast. You're not on good terms with them? You're fucking kidding me. Do you have any idea how much grief they caused Fang? Now here's Trish I recognize. I missed her somewhat. The only reason why I still haven't gored her father is that she asked me not to. Although that's her mistake if you ask me. I think Fang was looking out for Trish rather than for her father. Fang's dad has more in common with an elephant than a pterodactyl. If Trish tried to headbutt him, she'd have to glue her horns back on afterwards. Yeah, I get it. I'm not a fan of her dad either. Perhaps I should let the sleeping dogs lie. Anyway, when do we meet? I'll talk to you in class. We have the last one together, remember? That's right, sure, okay. And so our lunch continued. Trish brought up Fang a few more times, telling me what kind of medicine she's supposed to take and how long her colds would last on average. I'm starting to feel like Trish knows Fang better than Fang's mother does. Eventually, I had to bid Trish farewell and headed out. Yeah, this is a completely serious one. That's fine, we've done serious and funny ones. As the afternoon wears on, students are seen walking through the halls, chatting to each other. The end of the school day is slowly approaching, so I won't have to suffer for much longer. As I'm walking towards my classroom, I spotted a familiar face. It's Stella. She's playing with her tarot cards as usual. Oh, Anon-kun, didn't see you there, hello. Her smile radiates happiness. Is this girl even capable of feeling down? Please drop the kun and never use it again. Talking with Stella can be difficult at times. Want me to read your fate? I have everything I need right here. She held a tarot card, the Fool, between her fingers and did a pose strikingly reminiscent of Cardcaptor Sakura. Oh god. I prefer the bliss of ignorance. It's not like I have anything against Stella and her usual games, but I'm not in the mood for them right now. Fair enough. She makes a swift movement with her hand and the card disappears. I wonder when she learned that trick. Listen, I haven't seen Fang today. Is she okay? She got a bit sick, but it's nothing serious. Oh, I see. And you, doing good? I'm feeling a bit out of sorts for some reason, but it's all good otherwise. Ever since the morning, the whole day felt somewhat off. Oh, it's probably the moon influencing your psyche. Stella just said something I had a hard time fully comprehending. What's the moon got to do with me? I swear I just saw a twinkle in Stella's eyes. She smiled widely as if expecting this question. Today's a special day. Actually, it's a it's a supermoon. Now she keeps speaking either English language. Now she's speaking neither English language nor the weeaboo language. I think you watch too many cartoons, Stella. Maybe lay off that stuff for a bit. As I let out a quick sigh, Stella got somewhat indignant. No, it's a real thing. It's a very rare occurrence when the full moon coincides with the perigee, which is the moment that the moon comes closest to the earth. I'll just pretend I got all that. Yes, there is such a thing as a supermoon. This can have all sorts of strange effects on people, you know. Huh? I have to admit, she's making more sense than I was expecting. Did you have any strange dreams last night? Dreams. For some reason, that word stuck a chord to me. Now that I think about it, this whole day felt like a fever dream. The strange atmosphere in the air, the time that doesn't seem to make much sense. It feels like I had been thrust out of reality and I couldn't find my footing in any solid logic. Like this day had been ripped out from some story and left on the table by itself, with no yesterday and no tomorrow. The very thought itself gets me a bit dizzy. Sometimes my life really sounds like a cheap novel. I think I did have a weird dream, but I can't remember it. Oh, that's a shame. You know, a lot of wonderful things can be divined from dreams. Especially the strange ones. But don't worry, it'll all be fine tomorrow. As I try to organize my thoughts, Stella suddenly starts prattling in my ear. Oh, and by the way, have you been watching anything interesting lately? The remake of Urusei Yatsura just started airing, and I think it's surprisingly solid take on the original. I've seen all the episodes of the show, and the school bell rings. Oh, sweet merciful Lord, thank you. Oh no, I gotta go. See you, Anon-kun. Stella hurried away, and I was left standing alone in the emptying hallway. See you, Stella-chan. I mumbled under my breath sardonically. It's time to go to class. As boring as it is, my grades can't afford to drop. The last period is over. The students leave the classroom chatting happily about their plans for the evening. I stretch in my chair and look outside the window. The weather is as nice as it was the whole day. The clock on the classroom wall continues ticking away. It's 3:15 p.m. "Hey, Anon!" A voice woke me up from my stupor. It was Trish. A few classmates turned their heads in surprise. This was probably the first time they saw Trish talk to someone other than Fang or Reed. "So, we going? You're going?" "Yep, let's roll." She grinned at me mischievously. "Come on! The last one to the school gate is a dumb skinny." Trish picked up her bag and dashed out of the room. This evening is promising to be a long one. So we're going to call it here for this one, right now at least. So we'll do the next part next time. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this game, or this mod, really. Thank you guys who have been supporting. Don't forget to check out my other channel, Sinfully Pure, and my Twitch with the same name. Thank you guys so much for all of your support and your awesomeness, be it just watching the videos, commentating, supporting through super chats, memberships, Patreon subscribe store. All that stuff means a ton. I can't believe we hit 100,000. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.